It's a Dirty Bird rescue. Rats, fire, and the $100 Pontiac Trans Am. Money don't buy you happiness, but not having money leads to buying a $100 rat-infested, plastic, not so fantastic 4th gen Trans Am. I bought it. Followed up an ad on Facebook Marketplace, which led me to a wooded lot with 100 old cars. Among them sat a 1994 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am GT in gray purple metallic. That's paint code 91. It was sitting on only one wheel. 3 corners of the bird sat on dirt or chunks of concrete block. Despite the lack of rolling stock and the less desirable LT1 engine versus the iconic LS1 engine, I was quick to drag the old girl home for $100. That's scrap price money. Back in 1994, I couldn't afford a new Trans Am and the near $24,000 price tag, but I loved their swooping curves, 6-speed manual transmissions, and powerful engines that validated the poor man's Corvette reputation. I sat in one of these 4th gen birds when they were new on the showroom floor. Someday I will own one of these, I thought. I told anyone who would listen to my soon-to-be college graduate Trans Am owner life plan. I went for several test drives, but couldn't pull the trigger. Instead, practical decision-making led me to a Chevy S-10 for my post-college transportation. I blame it on Consumer Reports. It's regret, and the truck's uncomfortable seats doomed my choice. This $100 Trans Am is my redemption. The first thing I noticed was the seldom seen gray-purple paint. Only 120 Trans Am GTs were built in this color. This is also a hardtop Trans Am GT, one of 2,302 hardtop GTs built for 1994. What'd you get in the GT performance package, you ask? Well, 155 mile per hour speedometer and 245/50 R16 Z-rated tires for those high-speed blasts. The combination of the GT package, hardtop, and rare color means this was an unpopular choice when new. But that means a collector may want to brag on the rarity of such a beast someday. Could that be me? Well, the glove box holds the detailed RPO code sticker that includes Y83 GT option. I lifted the hood and found a massive rat's nest. It was not enough to deter me from buying the $100 bird. That cool beak with the big fog lights centered up in the middle. It just looks cool, even though it's bent. It's a Trans Am. It's got a V8. It's got those giant cup holders you can put a big gulp in. It's got the big wing spoiler. It's got the swirly wheels. Okay, I don't like the swirly wheels. What about the flip-up headlights? Those look good when they're down. They look terrible when they're up. But anyway, it's got the flip-up headlights and a Pontiac steering wheel. That's a lot of buttons. Hey, this one's a hardtop. That means it's really fast or really slow and has a V6. But this one has a V8, so it's not slow. And it's got a hardtop. LT1 means 275 horsepower with 325 foot-pounds of torque. This baby will put you back in the seat. This bird has been sitting since 2006 according to the tag. During that time, the driver's side window has been busted out, and the 3 missing wheels walked to the nearest scrapyard to fetch about 30 bucks. The cushions are spilling more guts than Tarantino's Reservoir Dogs. You love the seats. Have you sat in them? Man, those things they wrap around you. They got lumbar, they're power, they're leather. They got the headrest. This thing was a dirty mess. Not to mention the giant rat living inside. After cleaning it up the first time, I lifted the hood and found debris from a new rat's nest. The green leaves and sticks were piled right on top of the LT1 I just cleaned off. I had to get this rat. His giant nest was in the glove box. While I was vacuuming it out, after I'd yanked the carpet, the big fella plopped down on the floorboard and jumped out the broken driver's side window. That thing was huge. It was as big as a squirrel. I had to resort to some barbaric tactics. I pulled out the 1945 Victor mousetrap and slapped some peanut butter on it and left it in the floor. A couple of days later, I caught the big fella, over 11 inches long. He's gone now. My driveway was full, but not a rat in sight. Finally, I got to working on the starter. All right, add some starter fluid. LT1, 1994 Trans Am. Can't get it to run with the key, so I put a wire on the starter, We're gonna do it the old-fashioned way. Disconnect the fuel lines. We don't want the nasty gas from the tank. It's been sitting for at least 10 years. It smells pretty like rotten fuel, so hopefully fuel pump works, but we'll see. All right. We got nothing.
Boom!
But I kept plugging away. I was going to see if this engine was any good.
The wire hooked up.
Hold back. Whoa! This thing's hot. It's fire. Better keep trying before my battery gives away.
This is
Try a
wild.
little bit more. I like to play with fire. It is a Firebird after all.
I'll try this at home.
I finally ran out of momentum working on the car. One dead end after another, and broken plastic parts. A battered old car that had been sitting since 2006 just didn't seem worth the effort. I decided to put it on Marketplace for $600. I stipulated on the ad I was keeping the wheels. You had to bring your own wheels if you bought it. Lucky for me, I found a buyer. He had a set of fourthgen Firebird wheels with new tires. Man, it looks good going down the road. He brought a buddy in a trailer, loaded her up, and she was gone. He was a good negotiator because he got it for $560. I deducted $40 for the Rally 2s. I was glad to see the bird go. And sad at the same time after I saw how good it looked with the wheels and tires they brought. They loaded it up and the old bird was gone. Just a memory. A giant rat and a burst of fire. Would you have saved the battered bird for yourself or turned it loose to somebody else? I didn't get a lot of money for it, but I still think I'm better off. Too many plastic parts that are going to get broken or already broken. It's been home to a rat for too long. And it needed work on everything. So where to start? It was a money pit for sure. But I'd like to get your comments. Tell me if I did wrong, did I do right? I made a few bucks, sending on down the road. The Junkyard Life reader in California says he has a LT1 Trans Am with over 300,000 miles on it. Mint condition, bought it new, but only worth 4,000 bucks. That was a couple of years ago. When will these things reach their peak? I know the day I sold it, it only brought 560 bucks. Someday I'll regret it. That's the way it always works though. Same story, different car. Alright, that's the story beneath the rust on this one. Let's get back out there, hit the junkyards. See you next time. Hey, this is Jodypotter with Junkyard Life. Be sure and like and subscribe if you dig the video. If you don't, then don't like, don't subscribe, but keep watching anyway. And if you want to do more, you can buy a t-shirt. You don't have to like it, but you can just wear it around and people can say, what's that shirt? It's just something I bought that I hate and I wear it everywhere I go. It's called Junkyard Life. Get one.